Welcome to the Pathways to Prosperity podcast, where we explore personal, professional, and financial success stories of top achievers. Let's dive in.
Hey guys, welcome to Pathways to Prosperity for Entrepreneurs. Today we're joined with Anita, a founder for Detail Planners, a premier event management company known for not only their precision and excellence. With over 2 decades, with the 2 decades in the industry. Sorry guys, I'm just riffing. Anita has mastered the art of creating unforgettable experiences. So let's take a deep dive in her journey and insights in creating what standout events look like. So, how you doing, Anita? Sorry, I kind of butchered it in the middle.
Fine.
You're fine. Going around. So,
thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Doing well. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So, event planning. So, did you think about doing this when you were younger, or was this something that kind of sprung upon you? It's like, what does that history look like behind you?
Okay, get ready.
All right.
My nickname was rhymed with, my last name was Rossi.
Okay.
What rhymes with Rossi?
Bossy.
Bossy.
I love it.
So now I had an opinion at a very young age of what good looked like, how it should be run, why you don't do certain things, why you do certain things. And I made certain everybody around me did it the way I said it needed to be done.
Right.
Which was the best way for whoever it was toward. If my mom wanted me to do something, I had to process it and make sure it was done right. And I did it that way. And I made sure everyone else did. So I had a nickname, Bossy Rossi, took it all the way up. Here I am.
So could you possibly give us a snapshot of what your company does and why it's being so successful? I mean, we're in 2025. It's almost 2 decades, like I said. So tell us what this company is and why it's so successful right now.
So one of the reasons that we are as successful as we are is because we close enough's not good enough. We strive for perfection, but we pass excellence along the way, and that's not a buzzword. I mean, we really do stay on it, and we try to break whatever we are doing, try to break it. So we'll turn it over, we'll look at it, we'll look at it again, we'll pressure test it with anything that could be thrown at it. And that would be, for example, we do a lot of pharmaceutical meetings, and pharmaceutical meetings are cost effective. There are people who think that pharmaceutical companies, spend money wastefully. They don't. Every dime that we manage is carefully scrutinized. So we have to make sure that it passes a red face test. It can't look opulent. It can't be opulent. And we have to negotiate everything with the exception of service. So that's the one thing, the only thing we are really truly able to bring to any of our meetings is service, customer care, and the ability to make certain you are looked after and well cared for. And that is the secret to Detail Planners.
I like it. No, so where did you start this business? Like, kind of, what was like the background of the business? Like, how did you start this from the ground up? Like, what is that?
Oh,
give me that picture.
That's another great story. I used to work in the airlines. So I was done with the bags and, people. And I went for a training position. I was interviewing for a training position, and I ran into a flight attendant, and we were in Pittsburgh. I originally worked in Detroit, and she was like, wow, you look different. And I said, outside of the blue uniform, asked what I was doing. And I said, I'm here to look into a new career path, to go into training. And she said, I have a job for you. Now, let me share with you. I honestly thought we were talking about selling vitamins because I'm from Michigan. All right.
All right.
And there was multi-level marketing in Michigan.
Right.
And I thought that's what she was talking about. No, she was talking about being on-site staff for meetings. And that's how it started. I ended up working hospitality. And because I could color code, I was very OCD. Everything had to be organized. I had to know where everything was at all times in my little world. that I then went on to other areas of not hospitality. I then went to food and beverage because as a child, I was exposed to good food.
Mm. Food is
Although
that.
we had very, very meager beginnings, we were exposed to the Eastern Market, which is in Detroit. And
Mm.
we went there as children. So I knew good lunch meats and good steaks and sauces and how to make certain that the way it was presented. I learned that at a young age, brought it through my on-site staff work. And then it was history when I was on a program and somebody said, we need to plan this lunch. Oh my God, we need to plan this lunch. Who knows how to use a computer? That was back then. Okay. Who knows how
Right.
to use a computer? And I did. So I planned a luncheon for 150 people on the spot and it went well. So then I just started planning. And after that, I worked my way from operations, just an ops person. When I say just an ops, and then up to chief operations officer at another small meeting event planning company. And then I needed to walk away. It was time for a washout period. A lot of
Right.
us who go through a lot of stress in our jobs. This is a 20-hour-a-day job.
Yeah.
And I walked away, became a waitress for maybe 6 months. And I got a phone call. Yeah, got a phone call from one of my old clients and said, what's the matter, Anita? Did you drop too many cups of coffee? You ready to come back yet?
I
And
love that. I love the fact that it's like
yeah,
that
it was really
personal.
true. It was really true because what did happen was I was ops. When you're ops, you can't go back to just being a waitress. I was
Yeah.
too busy looking at the dust on the ceiling and why is the trash not being taken out? And you can't put that on the floor. And I forgot to put people's meals in.
Mm.
So I was not a good waitress any
Right.
longer. So I ended up going back and I had to pitch, but it was from a great client. You know, Jim Traw was a great client at another pharmaceutical company, and he took a chance, told me, hey, you're going to have to pitch against anybody else, but I'll give you a seat at the table. And we
Oh,
did. And we won the business, and I still have that client today.
wow. Being able to really, so as entrepreneurs starts to be more successful, like you're saying, they're not able to take them out of the equation. Like you said, you're looking in a very, like you said, in the obs way, not as a waitress. Like you understand the minute details. Being able to be that detailed is really something that it's a gift and it's a burden. It sounds like you're very detailed in what you do. Like you said, you don't just do excellence, you exceed it. So I really love the fact that you have that in your premise. So
And you have to have that. You have to be tireless. You cannot have a victim mentality. For example, this morning, I've been up since 4 a.m. and working with the client since 6 on something that I've been asking to have answered for 3 months. And now the meeting is 3 months away and it has everybody's attention, right? But we were supposed to have had this done months ago.
right.
So now, but you can't get angry about it. You can set perimeters, but it's what you have to do. You get through these types of situations and then you decide whether or not you're going to do it again. But it does not take away your excellence. It does not take away the level of service you provide. You agreed to this. These are long, long hours. As an entrepreneur, nothing's going to come easy. And your reputation is, we don't advertise. Detail Planners doesn't advertise.
Mm.
We have word of mouth, and I have a presentation tomorrow for a new client that is an international company as well. And they came from working with 2 people at another company. We only get our clients through word of mouth, and we turn down more business than we take.
Well, that's the thing. You have to find that niche, and you found your niche, and you're dominating it. You can't, like you said, you have to understand. So it's understanding to be a chameleon, to be able to change in different environments, but you don't change who you are yourself.
Correct. Correct. If you need, I had a client that we separated from, and it was because this client wanted to keep me in particular on a leash because I'm a great threat. I know how to negotiate. I know what it's going to cost. I know what level of service is supposed to be there.
Yeah.
I'm a great person to have in your corner, but wanted me on a leash. You can't,
Mhm.
you don't need
No,
me. You don't need me. So go ahead and let me free and find what you need. If you don't need me to walk in a room and tell you that ceiling's too low, you're not going to get 450 people in here who can see the screen. You're going to increase your budget by 20% because you're going to have to drop monitors all along the side
wow.
because the ceiling's too low for you to put a large enough screen up. If you think that is argumentative, then you don't need me,
Right.
right? And that is to your point, and that is to your point of know your niche, know your strengths, don't go after business for the money. I mean, I don't do it for the money. Do I make money? Yes. Are we all compensated? Yes, but we
Right.
don't do it for the money.
Well, that's the thing is like people, even to scale business, right? You have to have a specific niche. You have to understand your strengths. You have to understand like what you are willing to do versus not getting out of the box of what you know for other people. Like you said, you were on a leash, but you know your strengths and you know what needs to be done. And to not only help them with their event, but also show the professionalism. So, and that's good. I mean, a lot of businesses, I feel like nowadays when they're younger, they want to cater to everyone. Like you said, you turn down
Right.
business because you understand who your clientele is. You understand who you're pitching to. You're not just pitching to like a person who owes a Denny's, right? You're
Right.
pitching to these corporations, not only internationally, but you're doing it by word of mouth. So,
Correct.
what do you feel like has been the easiest challenge for you that others find even more challenging? What does that look like for you?
For me, it just doing the right thing. And the right thing is always for the stakeholder. It's always for the stakeholder. It's never about us. It's never about detail planners. Our job when you hire us is to execute a program to your vision within budget,
Right.
but every stakeholder is treated the same. Every attendee
I
is
love that.
treated the same. Your service providers are treated with respect. Um, they're held accountable.
Right.
Everyone is accountable.
Mhm.
And if you don't keep up your end of the bargain, that's where I speak to you in multiple languages. My team is amazing. My team, our team, all walks that same talk. And my daughter, Amanda, is taking over the company. And I have more people tell me, oh my God, Anita, she is a little you. Well, she's 44 years old, so she's not a little me, but
You're
she's a
right.
little you, right? She treats everyone with respect and holds them accountable, herself included. And that's the easiest thing for me and our entire team is we don't become victims. We don't assign blame. We don't take it personally when we're asked to change directions. It's very easy for us to continue to move forward and meet you at the space we are in right now, get through whatever we have to do, and then make decisions at the end.
No, that's the thing is like you have to be able to really execute things when it's needed and then to learn from those. Whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. Every action has a reaction, and that's how
Yes.
you're yeah.
And people don't understand that.
Mhm.
You have to be present. And when you are present, you're not bringing the past forward and
Mhm.
you're not looking forward. You're literally dealing with what you have in front of you right now.
Right.
Right? So say you're stressed out and it's insane right? You have a goal. We have a meeting date. And once you get to that date, then you determine if you're going to take a different path.
Yeah.
But until then, we all agree that we are going to show up, be amazing, remember why we're here, which is to take care of every person at that meeting, do it the best we can, shine for the client so that the client looks amazing in front of their bosses, their peers, their attendees, and then it's over. Then you decide, can I do this again? Do I want to do this again? Do they want us to do it again? Was it a good fit? Did we execute their vision? And if we did, and they want us back, we ask ourselves, did it work for us?
Right.
Did it go outside the crazy box? Could we live with outside the crazy box? We do crazy all day.
I love it.
We
I
do
love
crazy.
it.
We do crazy all day.
That's
And we
easy.
love it. We love it.
No, I love the fact that like you said, you have that strictness that you need. Like you said, your last name, your nickname used to be Rossi, right?
Bossy Rossi.
Bossy.
Yeah,
But
Bossy Rossi. At three, I asked my grandmother when she was going to leave because she made me get dressed.
see, that's what you knew. You're like, this is who I want to be. You understood your goal and you executed it very well.
Yeah,
So-
I knew that I knew what I wanted.
Mhm.
And I
No,
didn't want to wear clothes at 3.
I feel like a lot of people, yeah, you don't want clothes. Yeah, what is this? You don't want this one right here. You wanted something else.
Wearing that dress.
So as you talk about your company, and we all talk about the biggest and like all the challenges that you had to go through, like what were some of the things you had to overcome? Because overcoming challenges teaches us about our strengths and our growth areas. So like, what did that look like for you for your business? Was it in the beginning? Was it the middle? Or is it the client itself?
No, it's the uncertainty of will you be asked back again? Will your revenue stream stay the same? There are, and this will be really beneficial, I think, to your audience in that there's a lot of people who say they offer the products that you're looking for, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I can provide that. Well, when it really comes down to it, can they? Are they going to offer apples to apples? Are they going to provide, will they be available to you at 6 o'clock in the morning because you forgot to give them a list for 3 months?
Right.
Or are they going to say to you, that's not our job. We don't do that. Or will they even answer your call? So what the hardest part for us was to learn, one, that we are that good,
Love that.
and
Love that.
trust in that, and build on that instead of working from a fear of losing the client, right? Because somebody's going to come in and promise them something that they can't deliver. So that was the hardest thing for us to work our way through. And how we did that was we address it right away. And if they talk about pricing, we tell them, if you want us to lower pricing, what services do you want to cut?
Mhm.
Because we're charging you for the level of service that we provide. Now, if you get to a point that you say, well, we need this, we don't need registration, or we don't need this, or we don't need that, then guess what? You don't need our services.
Mhm.
It's as simple. There's no ego. There's no fear. It's simply, are we a fit? Because I know what we bring, and there's no one out there that brings what we bring. There isn't.
See, and that's the thing is you have that confidence, you have the show for it, right? You're not just talking at your bottom, you're not just talking, but you're able to show like, hey, this is why we're excellent. This is what we execute.
Yes.
This is why we execute. And
Yes.
being able to understand the personal growth and the planning that you had to have to even get to where you are, it's hard for others to see that and to adapt to it sometimes. I feel like being able to really to execute what you preach is something a lot of people don't do nowadays. And I think it's just they want, you said they want to take blame and they don't want to take action. So talking about, being able to really consider how successful individuals not only plan like how you are right now, plan for your business, but we also want to talk about how people are able to plan for their future generations. So how do you apply that to your personal investments? Like, is there a specific strategy that you use, or how does that look like for your personal investments?
For my personal investments, I invest in mostly the CEOs. Who's running that company? What is their culture?
Mhm.
Do they recognize and believe in their product or employee? That is where I invest, and I've done well with that. It was really interesting. I just recently went in with a group to manage, our retirement, and they asked me why I had this one stock in particular. Why do
Right.
you have so much of this one stock in particular? I said, because I know the CEO.
Wow.
I worked with the CEO prior to that CEO being a CEO, and I know who
Really?
that CEO is.
It's nice.
I worked with that person when that person was an area director. I
Mm.
know what that person brings to the table. Had another one, I had two or three of them and it was interesting because they had suggested that I sell one of them. And they suggested that I sell half of it because it had tripled, and I did,
Mhm.
and the stock went down maybe, I don't know, $6 a share
Yeah.
over the course of 6 months, and now it's up 18 a share on top of the six.
He said,
So
like, what did I do?
why did I do that? Why did I do that? So I invest in people I believe in, and based on performance,
Mm.
not pipe dreams, not what they want to do, not a vision. I follow serious people who put the work in, who have started here and ended up there. And it all comes down to it all comes down to what they believe in and what they'll fight for and what they're going to do. So that's how I invest.
Well, that's the thing is like a lot of people, like you have the insight, right? You're able to really see the CEOs before, like I said, he was the area director. Now he's the CEO of the company. So you're
Right.
able to really see how their culture and what they bring behind them versus other people just see the stock. And
Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. I know the human being behind who I invest in.
Hmm. And a lot of people, it's hard to invest in something that they don't see. But for
Yes.
you, you show the execution and then you also make that judgment right then and there because you're able to make that judgment. So
Yes.
a lot of people don't have that foresight. But I'm glad that you're able to not only use that, but execute it. And like you
Yes.
said, maybe you should have kept that $6 share because it's
So
skyrocketed.
funny. And it's so funny because I bought that stock years ago. Years ago. I
Yeah.
think I bought it when it was like $13 a share.
Hmm.
And I had worked with this person when this person was at another company.
Right, right.
So I never buy when I'm there. I buy either before I'm there, never touch it while it's there. I have one stock that I bought and it just sits there. I don't ever action a stock that I work for. You just wouldn't do that.
Right.
Even though we don't have access to any type of insider information,
It's
I
still
simply invest in the CEO of a company based on who they hire when I worked with them. And most of my stocks are not people I work for.
I like it. I like it. I love the fact that you're not, 'cause like you said, it could look a little suspicious, but you don't do it like that. You do it
Oh, no,
we
no, 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 no,
face
no.
value.
It is, yeah, we
I
call
love
that the red face test on anything you do, anything.
Right.
Like, for example, we give commissions back to our
Wow.
clients, all right?
Yeah.
So say I'm having a meeting and I'm doing your budget for you, and the hotel gives me a commission to do my meeting there. That commission goes back to the client. It's identified and goes back to the client. If we do full service for you, that money is identified and given back to you. If we only do pieces of it, we clearly spell out that we keep the commission, right?
Course.
But we identify it. Everything we do is transparent and to the penny.
See, and that's the thing is once you work with someone and they're hesitant about showing you the portfolio or anything of that nature, you kind of where you kind of question them. But being able to be transparent shows that you're not scared of anything. You have everything. Everything's laid out. Everything's spelled out, and that's what makes people trust you even more. So, and I love the fact that you're that transparent with everyone.
Oh, and that's one of our cornerstones.
And I love that. So,
thank you.
As we're wrapping up this interview right here, our podcast, what exciting initiatives or plans do you have that's going to be happening in the next 6 to 12 months? Like, what does that look like right now?
Oh, we're hoping to roll out patient experience meetings for our clients, and then which will allow us to not concentrate solely on advisory board meetings, launch meetings, kickoff meetings, sales meetings. We're actually looking, Amanda and Tyre are actually looking to go into the patient experience meeting, which again, pharmaceutical meetings have real strong checks and balances. You cannot do anything in these meetings that tips the scale in favor of one drug or another. You can't give anything to a physician. The only thing you can do for people is provide service. And that's what we want to do. So say you have children who have eye diseases or kidney diseases. There are specialty items in their diets, in their exercise, in the amount of sun they get. We want to gather all that information, and when we meet with the community, we want to be able to make certain that we provide all of that, all of their needs are met at that meeting. Doesn't cost any extra money. It just takes time to think about it, pull it all together, and make sure that every one of their needs are met, so that all they have to do is show up and learn about their disease state, learn about how to treat their disease, what they can and cannot do, what will increase their life happiness. And that is through working with the agencies, working with the advocacy groups, and working with the pharmaceutical groups. That's what our goal is to roll out in the next 6 to 12 months.
I love that. I love the fact that you have a clear and concise vision, and I know you're going to execute. I mean, like you said, just talking to you right now, I know that you're going to be very diligent about being able to do the checks and balances about everything. And I love the fact that you have that vision. And that's the thing is, patient satisfaction and being able to help others reads more about who you are and how the business is ran. Like I said, people don't invest in the business, they invest in you. That's what they're doing.
And we want to invest in the patients. The patients are, they have enough on their plate. All I got to do is know what they're dealing with, even a glimpse of it, find ways to make their life better and help them sit in a chair, learn all about it, be comfortable, and have their needs met. That's all I've got to do.
I love that.
They've got to live with that disease. Yeah,
they do. They do. So, well, thank you very much, Anita. If you don't mind, like, how can our podcast viewers, how can they see, where can they go on social media to look at you? Can they look for you? Can they look on Instagram, LinkedIn? I know we connected on LinkedIn. Is there a website for your company? Like, what does that look like?
Sure. The website for our company would be www.detail, DETAIL, planners, PLANNERS.com. And we are on LinkedIn, Detail Planners, but mostly it's my name, Anita, Anita Jentzen, or Amanda, Amanda, Brighter, BREITER. They can, and they can always email me, Anita.Jentzen@detailplanners.com.
Well, thank you very much for your insights. And I know that you're a busy woman. Like you said, you've been up since 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm glad that you're able to even squeeze us in your time.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
No, of course. Thank you for telling your story, and I hope to see you again. Hey, the patients really need that care and they need that education. And they also need
Thank you
someone
so much.
in the ring. So
Wish us luck. Thank you.
thank you. Hope you have a great day.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pathways to Prosperity podcast. Got a success story to share? Visit pathwaystoprosperitypodcast.com/guest and apply today.